Okay, what are the importance of computers, especially in biology? Nowadays most of the these are the very important is for the biological reasons as computer. What main important is the storing information, various scats of the pertaining in living organism, which could be used for the taxonomic purposes. Okay, taxonomic purpose also they can use for the mainly they can recording the can application the taxonomic tools also. Next one, three-dimensional structure also. Some of the organelles and tissues and the organs, the whole organism of the viruses using the graphic software. Already yesterday we discussed the SPSS. SPSS mean especially SPSS are the software tool, especially they can use for the biostats, mean, the mid. Next one is the median, variation. Next one is the standard deviation, standard error, t-test. Next one is the one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA. Okay, the different types of the tools are they can represented using the graphic software. Next one is the development of computer. Simultaneously, the various phenomena is related to the physiological functions and the molecular interaction. Physiological functions and molecular interactions. Next one is the carry out the automated karyotype analysis of the chromosome is complement. Chromosome complement. They can use for the this chromosome complement also they can use for the computers. Next one is the analysis of numerical data pertaining to various characters using the statistical package like the SPSS. Okay, mainly is the numerical data pertaining the various characters using the statistical package. What are the statistical? Already we discussed the SPSS. Different types of the software also they can use for the in computers. Next one is the for teaching of the biology three-dimensional models. Most of they can use for the biology three-dimensional models. Three-dimensional models. And next one is the searching of information through the internet pertaining any aspect of the living organism. Any aspect of the living organisms. And even organism specific websites also available on internet. For example, we will teach some of the chromosomes, and next one. Most of the data is available in the internet and the computers. Actually, I have the starting point of the slideshare.com, the biological discussion. Most of the data is available in the slideshare.com biological discussion. Okay, they can use for the many sites also. Next one, comparison of the nucleotide sequences and the expressed the sequence can be done across the living organism. Mainly they can use for the BLAST method. Okay, BLAST, especially BLAST method also. For example, you will get the sum of the nucleated base pair. Nucleated base pair. The base pairs also copy to BLAST method. How much of the matter, how much of the nucleotides are the compared to organisms are the comparing organisms also. Okay, that's important. Next one is the comparison of the amino acid sequence, protein, and next one is the identification of the activity domain can be done with the okay, main identification. For example, if you do the 6S RNA sequencing or 6S RNA technology, you will get the sum of the data. The data is copied and based on the BLAST method, search and the compare to how much of the data, the main data is the data. How much? For example, we will some of the data, the copy the BLAST. These are the match to the, for example, different types of the organism. Approximately 99.9% is the match the other organisms also. So some of the only percent is the 1.0.11% of the different. They can get the new species. Especially the 6S rRNA sequencing and the 6S rDNA technology. These are the application. Identification means the identification. Next one is the identification of the. Next one, drug designing. Drug designing also is the using the structure of antigens, antibodies also. Most of the for that. These are the computer application. Just of the computer application. Next one is the using of the Word and the PowerPoint, their preparation and the presentation of the document. MS Microsoft Word. Actually, your annual examination point of asking to the long question also. LAN and WAN, BLAS. Okay, information data is very important. Actually, into the what's the bioinformatics? Describe the main components and application. These are the long question. Next one is the BLAS and the LAN and the WAN, worldwide network. These are the PowerPoint. These are the short question. Okay. Okay. Next one is the Microsoft one. Use of the Word and the PowerPoint, the preparation of the presentation of the document. Actually, uh, different types of different types of computers. Okay, MS Word. These are the MS Word. It is very useful to the program for preparation of the annual reports, project reports, writing research papers, like the assignments, the various information system plan, genetic resource data. The MS Word. Actually, MS Word there contains 256 characters. Okay, the maximum 256 characters. MS Word. Mainly they use for the preparation of annual project, the writing research paper, some of the articles and journals, there's variety of information system, the plant the best word. Then these are the creating of the documents. Okay, these are the easily handled, the creating of documents. The menu bar contains the menu. For example, the right click MS Word, computers in the right click, three dots is there. The click in the give the MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Excel, different types of the creating of the folders. Main importance of the MS Word is the creating of the annual reports, preparation of the annual reports, the creating of documents. Okay, mainly the menu bar contains the menu such as the file menu, document file menu, edit menu, insert menu, format menu, tools menu, okay, and table menu, Windows menu, help menu. That all are the components of the MS Word. Mainly the file menu is the creating of the new files, and next one is the save document. Creating of the new files and the control S, control S in the next one is the creating of the new document, save. Next one, edit menu. Is that the command using the cut, control X, cut is the X, pasting is the control B, copying is the control C, can be accessed through this menu. Actually, these are the main components of the MS Word. MS Word, the insert menu also these are the some of the data. Insert the tables and the next one is the diagram, paragraphs also they can use the insert menu, and then symbols, tables, text, footnotes also can be inserted the part of the help of the insert command. Insert command. Next one is the format menu. These are the component of the MS Word. Mainly these are the font and text font size. Okay, font size and the text and the numbering, borders, the page numbers. Okay. Next one is the size of the font. Next one is the bullets of the inserted in the highlighting and pointing of the data. There are also format menu, tools menu. For example, see, I will explain the 1 minute. The new is the creating of the Word document. Okay, Word document is the document. Next one is the mail is the Word document are the open. Next one is the 1 minute. Okay. For tools and menu, that provides the dictionary. Build up the work as the working document. They can check the spelling mistake. Okay. Okay. Tools menu. Different types of the tools also they can use for the tool. Table menu. Actually, the table menu are sorry for the disturbance. Okay, next one is the tools menu. The table menu. Table menu especially that containing the table menu create the rows and the columns. That they can use for the some of the sort of the options, ascending and descending order of the work in the alphabetical numerical manner. A window menu. They can create the new window options. Create the new window of the work the running and allows the check. Change the work pattern differently to the different windows. Split the option splits. Help menu also. Okay. Next one, help me also is the Microsoft is the providing of the mainly is the access to the function and the scope of the explained in the menu. These are the through the fill the details related options. The working of the unknown, the working is with no knowledge. These are the Word document. Word document, especially the main what are the components of the Word document? Microsoft Word, MS Word, file menu, edit menu. Next one is the insert menu, the format menu. Next one is the tools menu, table menu, the Windows menu. These are the help point menu. The next one is the PPT, PowerPoint presentation. PPT also mainly is the PPT also the application that help of the creative, interactive, and the self-running. One minute. Next one, PowerPoint. There's also components of the Microsoft Office presentation up to help the creative, interactive, and self-running. You can speaker control visual displays. PowerPoint makes the multimedia technology, including the photographs, drawing test graphs, and next one is the video, audio clips during the presentation. The presentation is created. PowerPoint can be used in the lecturers and the base of the website. PowerPoint can also use the like the create 30mm slides, overhead projections also. Next one is the major steps are all involved the outline here. Mainly are the different toolbars are available as they can create the new slides. Next one is the quickly access the various PowerPoint commands. Is one of is, next one is you will go to the computer and you will click the right click and toolbar, select the toolbars and create the PPT, PowerPoint presentation. Okay, these are the PowerPoint presentation. Excel and the PowerPoint presentation. PowerPoint presentation also they are the main components. The creating presentation using the blank slides, master slides. These are the mainly the master act as the pattern for all the slides in the presentation. Okay, these are the formatting applied the master slide applied to all slides. For example, one slide may use the different background. It is the select the slide, receive the new background, and the click apply. Next one is the find file. These are the specific search for the specific file for the fit certain criteria. Next one, auto content wizard. Mainly are the jump starts and the presentation of the providing skeleton, the fill and auto and replaced by the text provided with the own selecting placeholder text and the typing. A background also is very important. 4 point background text of the presentation. Background can be depth of the presentations, including the different types of granite and the marble sands and some other trees. Okay, the background is very important. Clipart. Clipart also the inserted clipart can be inserted into the presentation of the illustrate concept, the strengthen message, or to add a note leave in the presentation. The clipart is the most easily pointed by the changing of the slides layout of the text in the clipart. Mainly the clipart also want to open the clip gallery and new slide. They can prepare the new slide. They can right click and the next one is the select the toolbar. Create the new slides. PowerPoint does not create the new slides and create by the human beings. The next one, the most insert them. Next one is the currently selected the slide. Auto layers contain the placeholders, different types of the object. Note pages, are the main note page also used by the speaker. And next one is the contain both slide text and the speech. Note pages. Animation effects also is very important. Animation also is in the only one of the running of the slides. Animation. Mainly choose the slide. Present the animation to see the list of the commonly. Color schemes is also very important. Open presentation, color schemes. Okay, all are the next one. Set up the show from the slide sorter show, page setup, transition. Okay, finally the final slide is the summary of the slides. These are the preparation of the slides. Next one, use of the internet and the World Wide Web. LAN and the WAN is very important. Mainly the computer network is the two or more computers are connected through the connecting media or share the resources. Connecting media is the need to be copper wires only. These are the they cannot use the laser and microwaves. Optical fiber communication, satellites. Okay, number of actually computer networks can be classified into two broad categories. One is the LAN, another one is the WAN. LAN is the local area network. 1 minute. LAN. Okay, there is no LAN. Okay, LAN, local area networks. The next one is the WAN. Is that the very important question? Okay, LAN and the WAN is the mainly the computer networks can be classified in two categories. Okay, the first one is the LAN. What is the meaning of the LAN? Within the organization, the need for the sharing the expansive resources and the exchange data and in information among the number of system is lead the concept as the LAN within the organization. LAN is a high speed fault tolerant the data network. There is the coverly relatively small geographical area. Okay, these are the only they can cover the local area network. LAN means local area network. Only these are the covering the small geographical area only within the organization. They can use for the only within the organization. LANs offer computer users many advantages, including the shared access to device and application, file exchange between the connected users, communication between users via electronic mail and other applications. These are the LAN. LAN means local area network, especially within they can use for the within the organization. Next one is that they can cover the small geographical area. Okay, small geographical area, especially the exchange and the between next one exchange of the files, and next one is the communication between the users, especially between the users and the mail and other applications. Next one is the worldwide network area. WAN. WAN spreads the across the countries. Only is the within the geographical area. Is the worldwide, especially wide area network. Sorry, WAN mean wide area network. Is the across the countries. Mainly the satellites are the one of the transition media. WAN is network links separate geographical locations. Is the one type of the WAN is the worldwide network. Internet working addressing, IP addresses, MAC addresses. Okay, OS, media access control, MAC, and next one network their addresses. Mainly the communication on the network is the IP address protocol, data communication, TCP, IP is the network two types. TCP means transmission control protocol, IP means a type of network layer protocols. Okay, IP address is the specific computers with the information in the present IP address. Okay, for example, the IP address is very important. These are the only specific the one of the computers. Next one, geographical domains. WW stands for the World Wide Web. Yeah, those are the using the internet. Mainly are the importance of the internet. WW World Wide Web also is very important. It is the subset of the internet. Mainly are the combination of text, graphics, audio, and video provide information. Almost every subject imaginable. Next one is the wide server, wide browser. Common principles of the WW. WW also very important. Your annual examination point of view. Next one is the basic concept of bioinformatics already. Glass, Next one is the database. Okay, blast in the database. Next one is the comparative genomics application of the bioinformatics. What is the mean of the blast mean? Basic local alignment sets too. That are very important. Remember this. Mainly, you will get the sum of the data. The data are the copied in the blast. Okay, the data mainly FASTA, HMM. Next one is the blast. Basic local alignment sets tool is the main they can use for the identification of the new genes and identification new species and the identification of the main identification. For example, you will get the sum of the data number of nucleotides. For example, 550 nucleotides. The 550 nucleotides are the copy, and next one is the copy to the set is the blast. Next one bio cloud. Next one neogens is number of set tools are available in the internet. Okay. The blast also is the very important. The large set of the variable parameter can alter the produced range of the different matches. Basic local alignment sets tools. Next one is the application of the bioinformatics, the finding of the genes and the genomic sequences, protein characterization of the comparison, comparative genomics. These are the computer application in biology. What are main important question is the LAN, WAN. Next one is the blast. Okay. What is bioinformatics? Describe the main components of and application computers in biology. Okay, these are the important question. Next one is the plant ecology, ecosystem. See. Okay. Next one is ecology. What is the mean of the ecology? Ecology means all living organism, whether the plant and animal or human beings, are surrounded by the environment. Mainly living organism, all living are what are the living organisms? The plants and animals is being the surrounded by the environment. It needs the survival is also ecology. Okay, ecology. Main definition of the ecology: interaction among the organisms, the group of organisms, especially environment. Okay, ecology is study of the interaction among the organism or group of organisms with their environment. Also, they can grow environment, especially they contain the biotic and the abiotic components. Mainly, the biotic component is the living organism, and abiotic component is the non-living organism. Okay, ecosystem is the basic functionality of the ecology. Ecology, mainly the term ecosystem kind of a Greek word. The meaning of the study of the home, oikos, home. Okay, oikos, home. Okay, types of the ecosystem. What are the types of the natural ecosystem? These are the mainly ecosystem operate the natural ecosystem based on the habitats. They can divide the three types based on the habitat: terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem. Next one is the land man-made ecosystem, artificial ecosystem. These are the three types of the ecosystem: mainly terrestrial, aquatic, and man-made. Okay, what is the meaning of the terrestrial ecosystem? These are the ecosystem as the related to land and terrestrial. What are the terrestrial? The grassland ecosystem, forest ecosystem, and desert ecosystem. All are under comes to the terrestrial. Especially ecosystem mean, for example, group of especially living and non-living organisms. They can surrounded environment also. The group of they can connect the environment also. Okay. Okay. Next one is the terrestrial, especially the ecosystem is related to land, terrestrial ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, forest ecosystem, desert ecosystem. Next one, aquatic ecosystem. What is the meaning of the aquatic? Aquatic, especially, is related to the water. Okay. These are also classified into mainly these are the two types: freshwater ecosystem, and next one is the marine ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem is the running water ecosystem, the rivers. Okay, Next one is the lentic and low-tick ecosystems. Lentic and low-tick ecosystem also. Freshwater ecosystem, running water ecosystem. Next one is the mainly running water ecosystem is the running water ecosystem is the rivers. Mainly running water ecosystem is the rivers and streams, and the standing ecosystem is the pond and lake. A marine ecosystem, especially sea and the shores. Okay, these are the man-made ecosystem. Artificial ecosystem is the mainly is the cropland and gardens. That the based on the habitats, 3 types: aquatic, next one terrestrial, next one is the man-made ecosystem or artificial ecosystem. Okay, next structure of the components of the ecosystem. Mainly are the abiotic components and the biotic components. Biotic components is especially living components. Abiotic components is the non-living components. Biotic components and abiotic components. What are the biotic components? Especially living organisms and the living members in the ecosystem, collective from the community called biotic components. Is the biotic community. Plants in the producer, animals is the consumers, the microorganisms. These are the mainly are the biotic components. Okay, plants, animals, and microorganisms. The next one is the members, components, and ecosystem. The classification of the biotic, mainly producers, consumers, decomposers. These are the all are the components of the biotic ecosystem. Producers, consumers, and animal. Next one is the decomposers. What are the producers? Is the autotrophs, most of the plants. Okay, these are the producers since their own food material themselves through the photosynthesis. Mainly, for example, plants and the algae. These are all are the producers. Examples are some of the green plants, the trees, algae also. These are the photosynthetic equation. Mainly. Inorganic compounds, CO2 plus H2O, and the presence of the light in the chlorophyll, they can use rise, they can form the some of the glucose and the water molecules also. Okay, mainly oxygen. Okay, mainly the oxygen is evolved from the water molecules. Okay, these are the also called the photolysis process. The process is also the totally photosynthesis. Producers, the process of the formation of the some of the carbohydrates and oxygen. Okay, oxygen is the photosynthesis process. Next one is the consumers. The first one is the producer is over. Next one is the producer autotrophs. The consumers also heterotrophs. Mainly, heterotrophs is the plant-eating species, insects, rabbit, and goat, and deer, and the cows, animals. Some of the animals also. Okay, these are the heterotrophs. Based on the classification of the consumers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, and next one tertiary consumers. What are the primary consumers? The primary consumers are also called as the herbivores. Mainly, these are the hidden plant eaters. Is also the only is are the plant eaters. For example, goat, cow, sheep. Okay, these are the plant eaters. Okay, herbivores. Primary consumer also is called as herbivores. Is that the directly depend on plants for their food. That the plant eaters, insects, rat, goat, deer, cow, horse, etc. Next one is the secondary consumers. Mainly is also called as the primary carnivores. Okay, meat eaters. That the meat eaters. Primary consumers also is also called as the herbivores eaters, especially plant eaters. And the secondary consumer is also called as the meat eater. Is also called as the primary carnivores. Secondary consumers are the also called as the primary carnivores. And the feed up on primary consumers directly depend on the herbivores for their food. Mainly that the depend on the herbivores. Okay, herbivores are the for example depend on the herbivores. For example, frog, cat, snakes, fox. These are the secondary consumers. Next one, tertiary consumers. These are the also called as the secondary carnivores. What are the primary carnivores? Secondary consumers also called as the primary carnivores. Tertiary consumers also is also called as the secondary carnivores. It's also meat eaters, for example, mainly women beings, tigers, lions. Tertiary consumers are secondary carnivores. These are the feed the on secondary consumers depend on the primary carnivores for their food. These are the tertiary consumers. Next one, decomposers. The decomposers are very important. Nowadays, they can use for the decomposing of some of the organic materials, the waste materials also. Mainly is the bacteria, fungi, actinomyces. Mainly most bacteria and the fungi, actinomyces also is the under comes the decomposers. The decompose attack the dead bodies, decay of the materials, especially decompose dead bodies of the producers and the consumers and decompose into simple compound. The complex compound they can convert the simple compounds. Mainly they can use for the decompose. What are the decomposers? Mainly bacteria, fungi. Next one is the some are the actinomyces also and come to the decomposers. Okay, mainly the inorganic nutrients together the other organic substance are the utilized by the producer for the synthesis of their own food materials. Okay, decomposers, bacteria, actinomyces. And next one already biotic components, producers. Next one is the consumers and decomposers. Or the producers are the animals. And next one is the consumers, different types of the consumers, plant eaters, meat eaters, different as the primary consumers, secondary consumer, tertiary consumers, primary carnivores, secondary carnivores. Okay. Next, decomposers are the mainly decaying of the food materials. They can complex compound, they can convert the simple compounds, organic compounds. They can use for the some of the microorganisms. Fungi, actinomyces, bacteria. Okay, these are all are the biotic components. Next one is the abiotic components. Abiotic is especially is also called as the non-living components. Non-living components. And non-living components, especially physical and the chemical ecosystem collectively community is also called as the abiotic components and the abiotic community. What are the climate, soil, water, air, nutrients? Next one, wind, temperature. The all are under comes to the abiotic components. Okay, what are the physical components? Mainly air, water, soil, sunlight. Okay, physical components they are including the energy, climate, raw materials, and the living space of to the biological community needs. These are the useful the growth and the maintenance of its member. Mainly water, temperature, wind, light, soil. All are the physical components. Next one is the chemical components. These are also used for the source of the essential nutrients, organic substance, proteins, lipids, carbohydrates. Most of these are the biomolecules. Okay, chemical components, the biomolecules, proteins, lipids, and the carbohydrates. Next one, amino acids, different types. Okay, inorganic substance, all the micro and the macro elements also. Okay, macro elements is the CHO, NPK, and CAMG. 8 elements. Next one, nine is the micro elements, manganese, zinc, cobalt, selenium, boron. Okay, next one is the different types of the micro elements also. Okay. These are the chemical component. What are the functions of the in ecosystem? Mainly these are the functioning should be through the understood. Ecosystem is the flow the energy and the next one cycling nutrients. Types of the function primary. Main types of the function, primary function, secondary function. Main primary function is the photosynthesis. The secondary function is the mainly is the distribution of energy from food to all the consumers. Okay, the functions of the ecosystem. Tertiary function mainly is the food chain, food web. These are the mainly is the living system. Diet is the particular stage. These are the dead system of the decomposed by the third function of the ecosystem, nearly cycling process, energy, material, and the food chain, food web, and food pyramids. Okay. Energy flow. What is the meaning of the energy flow? Actually, energy flow, they can transfer the one trophical to another trophical level. For example, represented of the ecological pyramids. Based on the base bottom of the they can occupy the producer. Next one is the consumers. Next one is the decomposers. Okay. Is there the one trophical level to another trophical energy they can transform one trophical to another trophical level. Especially energy also they can transform to one trophical, gradually decreasing the energy levels also. Okay. Okay. Energy they can transform to one trophical level to another trophical levels. Okay. These are the energy levels. Energy flow of the ecosystem. Mainly solar energy is the only source of the planet. Approximately, for example, 100% of the solar only they can utilize the only 1% of the utilized in the photosynthesis purpose. The lot of the sunlight follow in the green plants, only 1% will utilize the photosynthesis. This is the most essential step of the providing energy to all the living organism ecosystem. Okay. Some of the chemical energy used in the plants for the growth and the remaining plants for the consumers by the process of heating. The energy ecosystem. For example, sun to they can transform to the producers the consumers to decomposers. Okay. And at the same time, okay, producer, consumers, and decomposer. These are the they can transfer energy levels. Okay, next one, energy flow, thermodynamics, first law, second law. Okay, first law is what is the meaning of the first law? Energy can be created or not destroyed. That's the first law. Okay, is considered with from mainly these are the energy they can transfer considered from one form to another form. Okay, energy ecosystem is the from mainly is the source from the sun. It's absorbed the plants, the converted to the stored chemical energy. The solar energy they can convert the chemical energy. The thermodynamic first law. Energy can be created, not destroyed. Okay, solar energy they can convert the chemical energy. The second law of thermodynamics is that whenever energy is transformed, there is a loss of energy through the release of it. Okay, mainly these are the energy transformed between the one trophical level to another trophical level. And there will be loss of energy in the form of the heat is the most one trophical level to another trophical level. The loss of energy takes place through the respiration, running, and next one is the hunting. Okay, there are the thermodynamic first law and the energy flows and the thermodynamic first law and the second law. What is the mean of the what is the main component of the thermodynamic first law? Energy can be created, not destroyed. Okay, energy can be created, not destroyed. The second law is the whenever the energy is transformed, there is a loss of energy through the release of heat. Okay, these are the second law and the first law. Relationship between the functions of the energetic model. Next one is the nutrient flow, nutrient cycle, biogeochemical cycles, nutrients. Actually, nutrients is the nutrient the elements and which is essential for the survival both the plants and the animals is also called as the is also are called also nutrients, macronutrients, CHO and PK, micronutrients, boron, cobalt, the selenium, zinc, copper, manganese, magnesium. Okay, these are the nutrient cycles. Mainly, these are the two types of the cycles: the biogeochemical nutrient cycle and sedimentary cycle. Sedimentary cycles are the only sulfur and the phosphorus is the sedimentary cycle. Nutrient cycle is the hydrogen water cycle. Next one is the carbon, nitrogen. Okay, the are the nutrient cycle. Mainly these are the cycle flow the nutrients between the biotic and the abiotic components. Already nutrients biotic for example, plants are the decay, they can form to the abiotic components. Okay, non-living things. Okay. Nutrient cycle, the cyclic flow of nutrients between the biotic and abiotic components is known as the nutrient cycle or the biogeochemical cycle. Bio, living thing, geo mean here the cyclic process. Biotic components to abiotic component. The nutrients enter into the producer and the move through the food chain and ultimately reach the consumers. The bound nutrients of the consumers after death, they are decomposed and they are converted into the inorganic. These are the abiotic components. Biotic components too, they can transfer the abiotic components. Abiotic components, they can mainly are the inorganic substances. Okay, mainly inorganic. The major nutrient cycle is the carbon, hydrogen, and the oxygen, nitrogen. These are the major nutrient cycles. Hydrological cycle. These are the main movement of water in the cyclic manner is known as the hydrological cycle. Hydrological. See, this one is the diagram is these are the hydrological cycle. For example, water evaporation. Okay, evaporation. Next one is the water rainfall. Mainly these are the water part of the oceans, some of the lakes. Evaporation process. Mainly the clouds. The finally is that the plants also some are the evaporate the waters. Evaporation. Okay. Evaporation, the rain, the cyclic process. The total is related to the cyclic process. Biotic things to abiotic things. The evaporation process are mainly plants. Okay, the non-living thing. Okay, evaporation clouds, they can convert the rain and snows. And next one is some of the mountains are the cyclic hydrological cycles. Next one is the carbon cycle, especially most of the human beings and the plants, approximately 60% of the carbon components is available in the human beings also. And then at the same time, plants also, they're containing the 60% of the carbon components. Okay. Well, okay. Well, next one is the carbon cycle. For example, these are the carbon cycle. The plants are the carbons. Okay. These are the evaporating mainly carbons, carbon fixation. Okay, carbon fixation, decaying of the carbon, CO2, they can convert the mainly in photosynthesis process. Okay, in photosynthesis process, CO2 actually in photosynthesis process, they can release absorption of the carbon dioxide, they can release the oxygen. Okay, mainly is that the cyclic process. The plants are they can release the CO2. CO2 they can absorb the mainly is that the plants absorb the CO2, they can release the O2. O2 are absorb the animals. Okay, these are the carbon cycle. Mainly they are the decaying of the carbon compound. They can the cyclic process. The carbon cycle. Okay, see is the carbon cycle also burning of the CO2 in the atmosphere. Plants and algae also you can release the some of the photosynthesis of the carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide cellular mainly components, carbon components. Most of the animal beings, these are the animals and the plants are the decaying. Some of the detritus they can form to the detritus is the soil microbes and the others. Mainly are the they can convert the cyclic process. The total is the cyclic process, carbon cycle. Okay, is a carbon cycle. Mainly carbohydrates, proteins, amino acid, carbon is present in the atmosphere, CO2. CO2 is taken by the green plants as the material of the photosynthesis, different food. The food moves from the food chain, finally carbon present in the dead material, returned to the atmosphere and the CO2 by the microorganisms. The cyclic process of the CO2 carbon cycle. Nitrogen cycle. These are the mainly, for example, most of the plants they cannot directly absorb the nitrogen. These are the absorbed by the nitrate forms. Okay, ammonia they can convert the nitrogen they can convert the nitrates to ammonia. The mainly the proteins and the vitamin amino acids are the main components of the nitrogen. Nitrogen from the approximately 78% of the okay. Mainly the nitrogen are from the atmosphere taken by the green plants and raw material in the biosynthesis of the different food amino acids, proteins, vitamins, and metabolism. After death of the plants, animals, the organic nitrogen dead tissues decomposed by the several microorganisms, ammonifying and the nitrifying bacteria, mainly nitrifying bacteria, the nitromonas and the nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. Nitrobacter. Is there they can get ammonia to nitrate, especially nitrogen is the dead material. Nitrogen, ammonia to nitrate, nitrates to nitrates. Again, when the plants are some bacteria convert the nitrates to molecular nitrogen. Okay, these are the cyclic process going on the cyclic process. See, this one is the nitrogen cycle. For example, plants are they can release the nitrogen, especially atmosphere. They contain the nitrogen. The nitrogen they cannot directly use from the plants, and two they can convert the NO2 to NO3. NO3 in plants they can directly observe. NO3 they can convert the ammonia. Okay, these are the cyclic process of the nitrogen cycle. Nitrification also mainly they can use for the nitrobacter and the nitromonas. Okay, and the phosphorus cycle and the sulfur cycle also is that both are the sedimentary cycles. Mainly nutrient cycle are the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, next one nitrogen. These are the four cycles under comes to the nitrogen mainly nutrient cycles. Next one is the phosphorus cycle is the mainly sedimentary cycle. Phosphorus is the mainly present in the rocks and the fossils. The phosphorus present in the all biotic components in different forms, especially bones also they contain the phosphorus. Bones, teeth. Next one is the geno deposits. Phosphate rocks are the excavated by the man using the some of the fertilizers in peaking. The excess of phosphate fertilizers move to the surface and run up the reaches the oceans and the lost into the deep sediments. Seabirds also eat the some sea fishes also with the phosphorus rich and the extra birds with the phosphorus to the land. The birds, especially the seabirds, and are playing on the important role of the phosphorus cycling animals in the plants. These are the dissolved phosphorus during the photosynthesis. This is the phosphorus cycle. For example, most of the animals are the plants, especially plants and the harvesting animals, manure bodies from fertilizers, phosphorus fertilizers. Mainly these are the phosphate form, HPO3 form. They can absorb the plants. Okay, these are the decomposing organic phosphorus, human beings, and the leaching, and the next one is the minerals. These are the total phosphorus cycle. Next one is the ecological section. Circular cycle also both are the same. Circular cycle also. Next one, ecological succession. Okay, according to our syllabus, ecological succession is there. Ecology. Ecological succession is there in our syllabus. So, ecological pyramids. Next one is the food chain and food web also. Uh, okay, food chain. Mainly, what is the meaning of the food chain? The transfer of food energy from producer to through series of the organism, herbivores to carnivores and decomposers. Mainly, transfer of food energy from producer to through the series of organism. What are the series of the organism? Herbivore to decomposers. Okay, these are the repeated organism. The repeated eating and the begin eating is known as the food chain. As per food chain, the linking. Okay, mainly the energy transform to one tropical level to another tropical level. These are the linear process. Okay, these are the linear process. For example, producer to consumer, consumer to decompose. These are the also food chain. Okay, it's a linear process. The transfer of food energy from producer to the decomposers. Okay, with repeated eating and the being eaten known as the food chain. Mainly producer utilize the radiant energy of sun, mainly which transfer the chemical form. Mainly and the food chain also they can herbivores, carnivores. Next one, these are the food chain. Mainly grass eaten by the grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten by the mouse. Mouse eaten by the owl. These are the food chain. Okay, these are the linear process. These are not cyclic process. These are the linear process. The food chain. Mainly these are the nature of the food chain. The two types: grazing food chain. Next one is the detritus food chain. Grazing food chain. This type of the food chain start from the living green plants, goes to grazing herbivores, mainly herbivores to and carnivores. Okay, mainly they are the starting from the producers. Producers. What is the producers to like herbivores, especially mainly they start from the grazing herbivores to and finally carnivores. The most of the ecosystem natural follows the type of the food chain. Mainly energy standpoint, these chains are the very important. Phytoplanktons, zooplanktons, fish sequences, grass raptor, pause. These are the sequence of the grazing food chain. The first one is the phytoplankton. Phytoplanktons is aided by the zooplanktons. Zooplankton is the fish. Next one is the some of the rabbit or grasses. Okay, these are the grazing food chain. Mainly grazing food chain they can start with the herbivores. Okay, grazing herbivores. For example, herbivores in the cows. Those are the grazing herbivores. The next one is the detritus food chain. They're the type of the food chain from the starting with the dead organic matter into microorganisms. Dead organic matter into microorganisms. Detritus, the for example, the detritus food chain is the they can first one the detritus. Some are the mangroves, mainly a detritus organism. For example, this type of the food chain operates the decomposing accumulated litter to temperate forest. Mainly, these are the good example of the detritus food chain. And the food web. What is the meaning of the food web? The chain mainly are the interlinking between the food chains is also called as the food web. Food chain is the natural condition, never operates with the sequence. Mainly, but it's the interconnected with the each other forming some sort of the interlinking pattern. Is also called as food web. Is referred to mainly food chain or interlinking between the food chain is also called as the food web. Okay, these are the food chain. Next one is the food web. See the food web. Food chain of pond, different types of pond. Grazing food chain and detritus food chain. So diagram. Food web mainly is the interlinking pattern of various food chains is an ecosystem is known as the food web. Mainly is the interconnected with the different types of the organisms connected the different trophic levels. There is the number of opportunities of the eating and the being eaten by the some other trophical level. Example is the grass may be eaten by the insects eaten by the rats, deer. Next one is the eaten by the carnivores. Okay, these are the food chain. For example, plants eaten by the goats. Goats are eaten by the The fox is the lion. Okay, these are the number of food chains. Number of food chains are interlinking. Food chains are the interlinking. Number of food chains also. Interlinking between the food chains is also called the food web. Okay, food web. For example, grasses, grasshopper, and our. For example, the plant, and next one is the goat to fox, fox to lion. So goat is the directly lion. Okay. Next one, trees. Trees is the mouse, mouse to rabbit, rabbit to cat, cat to lion. Okay. Next one, the mouse. Okay, mouse are the next one is the oval, oval to snake, snakes to food. Number of food chains are the interlinking between they can form the food web. These are the food web. That's a diagram of the food web. Actually, what is the mean? What are the difference between the food chain and the food web? The food chain is the linear process. That the linear food chains, one species get the affect the only affect the one species. Okay. Next one, food web is the cyclic process. Mainly is the number of traffic. Mainly, food webs are the one species get affected by the does not affect the tropical levels. Food web, food chain, and food web. Food chain and food web. Okay. What are the significant of food chain and the food web? Food chains is the food webs play a very important role in the ecosystem and energy flow. The cyclic takes place through the process. The maintain of the regulate the population size and the different tropical levels, and the help of the maintaining the ecological balance, mainly ecological balance. So the food chain, food web is the very important. These are the maintain the ecological balance. Okay, they're very important. Okay, ecological balance. Mainly they have the property of the biomagnification, the non-biodegradable materials kept in the passing from the one tropical level to another tropical level. Is also main important. Next one is the ecological pyramids. These are the very important. Ecological pyramids also, the term ecological pyramid is the proposed by Charles Selton, 1928. This is the graphical representation, structure, and function of the tropical levels of ecosystem. Is also called as the ecological pyramids. Mainly starting with the producers, the bottom they can occupy the producer, and the each successive tropical levels forming the apex is known as the ecological pyramids. What are the is the representation? Ecological pyramid is the representation, the ecological tropical levels. For example, in the bottom they can occupy the producer, consumers, and finally decomposer. These are also called ecological pyramids. Okay, mainly these are the term is the Charles Selton. Ecological pyramid, the term is coined by the Charles Selton, 1928. Okay, next one. Food chain is starting from the producer to consumers. The regular decrease in the properties. Mainly is the three types of the ecological pyramids. One is the biomass, pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of energy. Okay, these are the three. Pyramid of numbers, pyramid of energy, pyramid of biomass. Pyramid of number. Most of the ecological pyramids are the most of the upright conditions. Okay, most of the ecological pyramids of the upright conditions. Okay, most of the upright condition. These are the ecological pyramids of the right condition. Okay, these are the representation of the ecological pyramids, energy pyramids. Oh, sorry, first one is the
pyramid of number.
Okay, sorry, pyramid of number. Most of these are the upright conditions. Most of the some are the inverted pyramids also they can see in the pyramid of numbers. Tree ecosystem. Okay, tree ecosystem. Energy pyramids. Most of these are the upright conditions. Okay, mainly pond ecosystem, biomass of the pond ecosystem is the inverted condition. Pyramid of energy, most of the upright condition. The pyramid of biomass, mass which is the living organism. Pyramid of biomass is the total amount of the biomass, mass of it is forest ecosystem. Most of the upright conditions, okay, most of the ecological pyramids of the upright condition. Some of the exception condition, ecological number especially tree ecosystem is the inverted condition. Biomass ecosystem is the pond ecosystem. Okay. Next one is the ecological pyramids, food chain and the food webs. What are the next one according to our follower? Biogeochemical cycles. Okay. We discuss the natural ecosystem and the artificial ecosystem. These are the types of the forest ecosystem, different types of the forest ecosystem. Forest ecosystem, tropical rainforest, tropical. Actually, most of them in the Telangana region, the deciduous forest. Okay, these are the deciduous forest available in the Telangana region. These are the knowledge for the already listed biotic components. One minute. That's all. Ecological pyramids. And explain the ecological pyramids. Sorry. Okay, these are the ecological pyramids. The graphical representation of the mainly Charles Selton 1928 developed the idea ecological pyramids, pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of energy. These are the very important question our annual examination point of view. Number of organisms in food chain can be represented graphically in the pyramid. Each bar represents number of individuals each tropical in the food chain. Most of the upright condition, some are the inverted condition. These are the tree ecosystem. Your set examination and net examination point of view, especially some of the pyramids are the inverted conditions. These are the tree ecosystem. Number of pyramid, the tree ecosystem also. Is that the pyramid of grassland is the upright condition, and number of pyramids. The number of pyramids in tree ecosystem is the inverted condition. See, only single number pyramid, number of herbivores, number of parasites. Gradually they can increasing of the number of decomposers, number of the parasites, number of the herbivores. Okay, these are inverted conditions. These are the very important. Next one is the pyramid of biomass. The pyramid of biomass is the graphical representation that depicts the biomass extent the per unit area, all the different tropical levels, ecological system. This also can be upright and the inverted condition. See, these are the most of the upright condition. Upright condition is the grassland ecosystem, and the inverted ecosystem, especially aquatic ecosystem or pond ecosystem. Okay, pond ecosystem. For example, the producers are the number of producers. The next one is the herbivores. Next one is the carnivores. The gradually decreasing. Okay, the gradually decreasing the biomass. Biomass is the very high. For example, there are the very less of the biomass. The producer, for example, phytoplankton, zooplanktons. Okay, the next one is the some are the herbivores. Next one, some are the carnivores. The biomass is the total gradually increasing of the biomass. Okay, number pyramid also. See, this one is the, for example, number pyramid is the sorry. These are the only one tree. And next one is the gradually increasing the number. Increasing the number. And the biomass also. The biomass also. 1 minute. The biomass also gradually, the less biomass the occupied the producer. The next one is the high biomass. The gradually increasing of the biomass. These are the inverted pyramids only they can see in the number of pyramids in tree ecosystem. And the next one is the pond ecosystem. Biomass of pond ecosystem also inverted condition. And next one is the pyramid of energy is all are the upright condition. Energy pyramid is the graphical model, energy flow the community. The different level of represent different group of the organism that they might compose the food chain. Pyramid of energy is always upright. Is it always upright? 1 minute. Ecological pyramids. Ecological pyramids. Ecosystem. Okay. Pyramid energy always upright. That follows the secondly law of thermodynamics. Okay, only they can transfer energy one level to another level. Thermodynamics transform. The energy transform the more and more is wasted. That the upright model of the pyramid of energy. Okay, upright pyramid of the important of what are the importance of the ecological pyramids? It gives the overall picture of the transform the energy from one level to another level, one tropical level to another tropical level. Next one is the assumes the simple food chain, something that the almost never exists in nature. It does not consider the food web. It does not take the account of the sense is the belong the more tropical level. Okay, the next one is the according to syllabus ecosystem organization functioning arrays. Okay, this is the ecological ecosystem components, biotic in the biotic components. Next one is the ecological food chain, ecological pyramids, food web. Next one, biogeographical cycles, nutrient cycles. Okay, this is the today topic is the ecosystem, and next one is the application of the biology in computers. Already in the biology computers, the MS Word, PPT, Excel, okay, WAN, LAN. Next one is the importance of the biological application. Most of the nowadays they are using the phylogenetic tree. What is the meaning of the phylogenetic tree? Especially according to APG system. For example, plant classification of the artificial classification, natural classification is some more better than to artificial classification. natural to the phylogenetic. These are the somewhat better than to the natural to the phylogenetic. The phylogenetic to the APG, angiospermic phylogenetic group, APG system. Especially the developed in 1998. What are the importance of the APG and the phylogenetic? Based on the cladistic data, based on the molecular data, they can identify the plants. Okay, so that's very important. Nowadays, most of the journals, most of the papers are the published and based on the molecular data. Okay, in the computer, what are the main thing? Our topic, especially computers, have the very important key role in the in identification of the blast. And the next one is the new biogenesis. Next one is the biocloud. Different types of the tools are available in the internet also. The phylogenetic is based on the APG system, the angiospermic phylogenetic group, APG 19, and the four APG system is the completed 1998. Next one is the 2003. Next one is the 2009, and next one is the 2016. We are following the 2016. What are the main important is the in the APG system is the based on the cladistic data, identify the chloroplast genome and the two chloroplast genome. One is the ribosome genome. Identify the chloroplast genome, and these are the very important. And mainly they can actively role in the computer also phylogenetic group also. Okay, these are the ecosystem. Tomorrow I will explain the biodiversity, and next one is the already is over plant ecology, global biochemical cycle, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Tomorrow I will discuss the biodiversity. Next one is the in situ conservation, ex situ conservation. Next one is the community characters. Actually, 227 community characters. Community character 227.
Okay. 18 minutes. So the on and up minute.
Minute. Phytogeography also very important. Phytogeography. Köppen's climatic classification. The next one is the last time you asked in the annual exam is Köppen's classification. Köppen's classification. Oh, climatic is the 18th chapter. No, sorry. 18th chapter.
Sir, page number, sir.
Köppen's classification. 291.
Yes, sir.
Is the essay question. Last time asking the Köppen's classification. Okay, this is the ecology. Tomorrow I will discuss the biodiversity. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Leave them.